My beloved child, there is a story I want to tell you today. It is not a complicated story. It does not require deep theological understanding or years of spiritual study. It is a simple story, the kind that children understand, without having to be taught. It is the story of a little girl and a toffee. She was young, so young that she had not yet learned to doubt. She had not yet been taught that faith was complicated. She had not yet been told that God was distant or that prayers took time to be answered. She simply believed. One day, she took a toffee, a small, ordinary piece of candy, and placed it in a special spot. She did not do it for attention. She did not do it because someone told her to. She did it because her heart told her to, and she said, "This is for God." She did not need to see God to believe in Him. She did not need proof that He was real. She did not need a sign or a miracle or a voice from heaven. She just placed her offering there and trusted that He would receive it. And then something happened. The toffee was gone. She did not see who took it. She did not hear footsteps. She did not witness the moment it disappeared. But she did not need to, because when she looked at the empty space, she did not question whether God had accepted her gift. She smiled, and she said with absolute certainty, "He ate it." Then she looked at the almonds beside the toffee, the ones she had kept for herself, and she said, "He ate my toffee, so now I will eat the almonds." And she did. That little girl understood something that many adults never learn. She understood that faith is not about proof. It is not about certainty. It is not about having all the answers or being able to explain everything that happens. Faith is about trust. It is about placing something precious in the hands of someone you love and believing that they will receive it, even when you cannot see them. It is about offering your heart, your hope, your life, and trusting that it is received. And I want you to hear this, child. I ate that toffee. I did not appear in a flash of light. I did not announce myself with a voice from heaven. I did not leave a note explaining what I had done. But I received her offering. I saw her heart. I felt her faith. And I have been receiving your offerings too. Every prayer you have whispered in the dark, I have received it. Every tear you have cried when no one was watching, I have held it. Every hope you have placed in my hands, even when you were not sure I was listening, I have treasured it. You have been offering me things your whole life. You have been placing your toffees, your prayers, your dreams, your heart, in a special place, hoping that I would see them, hoping that I would receive them, hoping that I would respond. And I have, not always in the way you expected, not always on the timetable you wanted, but I have received every single one. You have grown older since you were that child. And somewhere along the way, you learned to doubt. You learned to question. You learned to wonder if your prayers were really heard. You learned to second guess whether God was really listening. You learned to measure your faith by how quickly your prayers were answered, by how clearly your path was revealed, by how much evidence you could see with your own eyes. You learned that faith was supposed to be complicated, and in learning that, you forgot something that child never forgot. You forgot how to trust. You forgot that faith is not about understanding. You forgot that faith is not about certainty. You forgot that faith is not about having a perfect theology or a flawless understanding of the universe. Faith is about placing your toffee on the table and trusting that God will receive it. That is all. I want you to become like that child again. I want you to offer me your heart, not with conditions, not with expectations, not with a list of requirements for how I should respond. I want you to offer it simply, freely, without needing to see where it goes. I want you to trust that when you place something in my hands, it is received. I want you to believe that when you pray, I listen. I want you to know that when you cry, I hold. I want you to stop overcomplicating what was never meant to be complicated. I want you to be like the little girl who placed her toffee on the table, who did not question whether God would accept it, who smiled because she knew that her offering was seen. I know that life has made you cautious. I know that disappointment has made you hesitant. I know that unanswered prayers have made you wonder if I am really there. I know that the weight of the years has made your faith heavier than it used to be. But that child is still in you. That part of you that believed without proof, It is still there. That part of you that trusted without needing to understand. It is still alive. That part of you that placed your offering on the table and smiled. It is waiting to be awakened, and I am calling it back. I am calling you back to the simplicity of faith. I am calling you back to the trust that does not require evidence. I am calling you back to the belief that says, He sees, He knows, He loves, and that is enough. I know there are things you are still waiting for. I know there are prayers that have not yet been answered. I know there are dreams that still feel far away. But I want you to keep placing them on the table. Keep offering them to me. Keep trusting that I am receiving them, even when you cannot see how, because I am. I am receiving every prayer. I am holding every tear. I am treasuring every offering, and I am working even now to bring about what you have been asking for. Not because you have earned it, not because you have figured it out, but because you have placed it in my hands. So become like that child again. Stop overthinking, stop doubting, stop trying to figure out how it will all work out. Just place your toffee on the table. Just offer me your heart. Just trust that I am receiving it and that I will respond. Not in your time, but in mine, and not in your way, but in the way that will bring you the most life, the most joy, the most fulfillment. I know you have been waiting a long time, but I am asking you to wait a little longer. Not with frustration, not with doubt, but with trust. With the trust of a child who knows that the one they love will never let them down. The little girl did not get her toffee back, but she did not need it, because she had something better. She had the certainty that her offering was received. She had the peace of knowing that her gift was accepted. She had the joy of trusting that God was real. And that is what I want to give you, child. Not the outcome you expected, not the answer you thought you needed, not the proof that you have been demanding. I want to give you something deeper. I want to give you the certainty that your prayers are heard. I want to give you the peace of knowing that your offerings are received. I want to give you the joy of trusting that I'm real. And I want to give you back the childlike faith that you lost along the way. So let go of your need to understand. Let go of your need to control. Let go of your need for proof. And just place your toffee on the table. Trust that I am receiving it. And when you do, you will hear me whisper, as I whispered to that little girl, I see you, I receive you, and I love you. Amen.